And that's a segue to my next part of the interview where we go to 1985 and Live
Right.
A. Power Station. You're not singing to the front there. You're singing to the rafters and the world. And what a whirlwind year for you, 1985. Fond memories.
Well, Obsession was number one all over the world. The
Got to
song
talk
that I
about that too.
right with Holly. And no, what happened was, it was an amazing situation because I was in Miami. I'll tell you the story real quick. I was in Miami with Don Johnson, right? Obviously doing Miami Vice, and he's a friend of mine since forever. And I get a call, um, and it was Michael. We would like you to come to New York City to talk about being the singer in, the Power Station because Robert Palmer has decided that he doesn't want to appear in front of young ladies, but that he wants to appear in middle-aged ladies. I'm kidding. But anyway, so I fly to New York. I get to New York. I'm in a limo. It's waiting for me. I go off to into the city. I go up in the elevator into this office, managerial rock and roll office, and there's John and Tony Thompson shivering. And they go, Michael, listen, what? I mean, because they'd seen me play. Duran Duran had seen me play, because we opened for them and in that band. And he says, look, would you like to go out? Do you have the time to go out on the road? And I said, well, yeah, how long? Well, 5 months. I said, well, we'll have to talk about that. And he said, yes, we will have to talk about it. And you've got to get on a plane and go to London and talk to Andy, right? So what happens? A limo is downstairs. I get in the limo, I go to the fucking airport. They've already got the ticket. I go to London and I go straight to the studio. I wait 5 hours. Andy comes in tiny with a bodyguard. And he goes, all right, Michael, well, what you want to do? I said, I'll sing one of your songs. Yeah. Get it on or something. And he goes, yeah, let's do that. Go on, get it on, get on. And because he was telling everybody what to do because he was a Duran, and they were huge at that time. And I sing a verse and a chorus, and he goes, hits the button and goes, let's go shopping. I said, what? He said, let's go shopping. You like clothes, don't you? I love clothes. I want to go shopping with you. You're the singer. No doubt about that. I go, oh, great. Yeah, let's go shopping. So we went shopping and I bought all these fucking suitcases of spectacular clothes. And then I fly back to New York. Danny Goldberg was my manager, and I love Danny Goldberg to this day. So it's 7 a.m. The phone rings, and I'm thinking, oh boy, I guess we're going to go to rehearsals or something. The phone rings, and it's Danny saying, you're out. Robert Palmer's back. And I go, can I keep my clothes? I said to him. And I said, and then like half an hour later, he goes, no, 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 you're still there, you're still there. The money wasn't right, and so on and so forth. You got it, you're doing it. And I went to rehearse. 4 days later, where am I? Live Aid.
Gee whiz. That's like,
Hello, right? So so there I am at Live Aid with the Power Station on their second gig, right? And my
wow.
first, right? Because they did some kind of thing, but without singers. So I arrived there and we do 10 minutes. And it was very interesting on my ego because a lot of people, guys especially, going, where's Robert Palmer? And I would go, blow them a kiss and stay cool, because he is brilliant and an incredible songwriter and dearly departed. And I adored him and knew him, and was a huge fan. But what happened was, he didn't want to be in a rock and roll band. He's a rhythm and blues singer, or jazz singer too. And I had to get through that with the press. So I got a couple of good notations from the dreadful rock and roll press, and then that was good. and then people went, oh, he can do it, he can do it, you know. Because I had to learn all those songs, man, that quick. And this was the day where there was no little TVs down there going, what's that said? You know, you didn't have that in those days. You had to learn it. And so I learned it, you know, because I'm an actor. I really fucking learned it, you know, and I go out there and I pumps around and youngins look at me and the old guy's going, why aren't I up there in tight trousers? You know, whatever's going on in their brain and why they want to be aggressive because they want to be you.
Yeah. I I think that's a remarkable story. That is whirlwind. And looking back at the performance, you just slip in, you work in the crowd, and it just seems natural.
Yeah.
Just no butterflies you just seem so confident. You're just into it.
Yeah. It's the only way, you know, because I'd done 1,000 gigs, you know, and that was just happened to be a big audience, but it's just another audience. It just
Yeah,
happened to 70,000 people, not 1,500, you know, the
just
whiskey,
just
right?
just a big one. Yeah. What were your
But
memories of the performance? Was it did it just sort of go like that to you when
for
you
me,
know
yeah, the band was
just
more than
like
happy, you know, because I got them going, you know,
mm,
because I was very nervous, you know. We had horns, we had girls, we had all of that stuff. You know, it was a huge band,
mm,
you know, an extraordinary vibe. And I just went from left to right, and you know, and then some guy, some butch guy, threw a bucket of water all over me. And as it was coming at me, I just dodged, and it went straight past. And I just went, "I love you." And he went,
yeah.
right. And I told, you know, and they all looked at him and, you know, girls were slapping him. And I was
That
going, no, no, don't slap him. I'll slap him later. You know,
that's why you're a great frontman, Michael. You know what to do. That's all part of 101, Duck.
I know one, dodge, and catch it if you can. I tried to catch it. It was, you know, I feel bad for those people that, you know, don't see somebody enjoying themselves. It's a sad thing. It's a
Yeah.
sad,
Are
but the
there
girls were
any
very
other
good.
performances on the day that left an impact to you?
No, it's terrible, all of them.
Mm,
I mean, you know, Mick, everybody, terrible. Dylan. And by the way, I'm sober now. There. I was sober. So we're
yeah.
all in the same hotel. So we all go back to the hotel. It's me and DJ, because Don came with me
Mm,
and introduced us to the audience. Jagger, Keith, you know, all of the big rock and roll stars are all in this one kind of big thing. And they're all out of their minds. And they all played so badly and did such lousy work, you know. I tried to get away. You had Ronnie Wood and Keith, you know, and Dylan, and it was hopeless. They were all in the wrong key. And even Dylan afterwards said, "Hey, that was a no mess, a fucking mess," you know, and it was. And a lot of it,
mm.
in Mick and Tina, and you know, all seems so kind of show busy.
Yeah, yeah. And also Zeppelin, they copped a bit of flack for their set, which
Terrible, terrible. They didn't
yeah.
have a drummer. They didn't rehearse. They didn't have a drummer. It was a
Mm,
disaster. You
yep,
know, Tina was great.
yep.
She was great. And Joan Baez, who I like very much and know to this day, was great. But you've got young kids there wanting to hear rock and roll. I didn't want to hear a folk singer.
Yeah,
Donna, no.
yeah.
And yet it was the greatest show ever, you know, in terms of sales. And Bob Geldof, who I really dislike for many, many reasons. He's just really thinks he's the bee's knees and that he knows everything about everything, and it's really a bore. And what happened to the Boomtown Rats? Well, what happened to the Boomtown Rats is they went boom.